Hey everybody, it's Tim Niederreiter. I'm here with reflective glasses, but yeah, welcome to the week. What is it? Weekly weekly check-in with Tim Niederreiter. I'm a writer. I'm an author. My name happens to be Niederreiter. That's a coincidence, but I write fantasy and science fiction, and I'm currently working on the sequel to my epic fantasy. In case you haven't caught that up, my first epic fantasy, Demon Scroll, and the second book's called Shadow Prince, and I'm working on that, and I've been working on it pretty steadily this week. I got about 24,000 words in it, and a few thousand in another project as well, because I am easily distracted. I do have ADHD, and I bounce around projects occasionally, but I only added like 1,000 in another project, so I was pretty good this week about that. And I'm a day late with this. Normally this comes out on Wednesdays, but I forgot yesterday, and it was my writer group, and then I was out of time, so here we are. And so, yeah, it's Thursday, and tomorrow we do a First Line Friday, so look forward to that if you are paying attention to the other shows on this channel. But it's been a pretty good week, actually. I've been focusing on just getting up early, 5 o'clock. I get up at 5 o'clock, and then I go downstairs and I record I do my voice dictation on the porch, facing away from the house, so as to not disrupt the other people I live with. And it is quite interesting, to say the least, to bang out. Like, I realized something. It's been interesting to realize how little I can have out there before it starts inhibiting me. So I used to take my phone out. I used to take my Kindle out, stuff to, so I could take notes or whatever, or check the internet if I needed to. But that's a huge time waster, and it's killed me for a bunch of days this past week. The past 8 days, like 5 of them I wasted either taking a break, which I don't plan to do for the foreseeable future anymore. I'm going to try to write every day from now on. That's the new change. And then also, I stopped bringing the Kindle and the phone out for the most part. And there's definitely no laptop out there. So I just have the voice recorder and an MP3 player that doesn't have internet on it. And that has made a huge difference when I'm sticking to it. Because if I'm just out there, the only thing I can use to record my thoughts is the voice recorder, then I might as well write a chapter, because it's so fast. For me, anyway. I write a chapter in about 20, 25 minutes. Somewhere in that range. It depends how long the chapter is, of course. But I do almost 100 words a minute most of the time, so. And sometimes I do far more than that. It's kind of crazy. But I'm lucky to get more than 100 words a minute. It's not lately, because I'm still adapting a new strategy where I try to be a little more careful with what I write, so it's easier to edit later. And easier to clean up. Because just getting words on a page is fine, but if even 20% of those words are garbage, might as well have never written them. And I mean literal garbage here. It's like these words can be so bad in the rough draft that they're literally not even advancing the story. They're just repetition. They're just saying a sentence the same way twice. It's two slightly different ways twice. Sometimes saying the same way twice, in which case that's total waste. The second one, yeah. So I just let myself say anything basically when I'm dictating, or at least that's what I did with it when I wrote Demon Scroll, and then I edited it as thoroughly as I could, and a couple times, probably more than and I probably should have done a few more times before I released it, but I was on a deadline at the time. Anyway, Amazon pre-orders can be merciless, so I won't talk more about that now, because I already blew past the pre-order on Shadow Prince a while ago. So, anyway, that's basically where I'm at. I keep saying so. I hope this isn't bothering anybody. I'm not a particularly adroit podcaster or YouTuber at this point, and seeing myself in the YouTube is weird. I'm used to hearing myself, but seeing myself? No. Anyway, thanks for listening, everybody. I'll be back next week with another episode of this, and I hope to be getting further toward the book being done. I mean, I have 6 days before next Wednesday, before I do the show next Wednesday, and hopefully that means I can get most of the book done. I mean, I have 100,000 words to go, but I just told you I do a lot of words every minute. The trick is just doing enough hours of that. Because if I do 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, I could be mostly done with the book by the time I get to the next check-in. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think I'm going to set a much more reasonable goal of saying get 50,000 words, which is still a lot. I know people think NaNoWriMo, a month to do 50,000 words, and here I'm saying 6 days. You think I'm crazy, but I do it. I've done it. I will continue to do it, hopefully. And this is the 5th day of my ongoing writing streak that I've written every day. And hopefully that will continue as well, because I mean, it's not hopefully, I can do it. That's an important thing to remember when you're a writer, is you sometimes you feel powerless about your story, but the truth is you hold all the power. It's one of the reasons so many fantasies and his heroic tales are basically all about figuring out that you have the power all along, because that's what writers are. They have that same ability in their story. So thanks for listening, everybody. Talk to you next week. You can find Demon Scroll on Amazon.com. You can find out more about me on mentalcellularpublications.com. Have a good one.